I remember they woke us up. Well, they woke me up. They brought us a blanket each. So my sister and I, we put one under us and we covered ourselves with the other one. And I can't remember whether they brought us anything to eat or drink that day. I don't remember anything, except the next morning they woke us early. And we had to go out. And our twice daily this was our twice daily punishment, sort of, the roll call, because we had to stand out there 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes it rained and we got wet through, and by the time they let us in, we were dry again. They took us out about 5 in the morning, and we had to wait until 9 until the German woman got up, had a lovely bath, breakfast, smelled beautifully, and she came and counted us up. They counted us twice a day, and nobody could get out of Auschwitz. And after that, we went in and they gave us some coffee, I think. And during the afternoon, the afternoon roll call, we would get a piece of bread, which was about 2 inches high, square, and that was for the 24 hours. And on it they used to put some margarine in a corner, or jam, or liver pate. Everything was substitute. It wasn't proper. The coffee was substitute. And there is nothing much more that I can tell you of Auschwitz, except we walked around there like zombies. And it took us probably 10 days until we started looking around and get used to our surroundings. After a week, they took us into our camp, into the new camp. And it was the same thing, the same barracks, everything. And one day I remember, it was already May, was warmer, the sun was shining, and you didn't work in Auschwitz, we didn't. And I sat outside the barracks. It was nice and warm, and women were milling around. Imagine, there were 32 barracks, and in each of these barracks about 1,100 women. So there were a lot of women about. And as I sat there, I saw to myself, dear Lord, was I always here? I started thinking, I wasn't always here. I came in here. And there is nothing that reminds us of outside. What I was looking for, a tiny little ant, because the soil was sandy. There wasn't an animal. I never saw a dog or a cat, only the barracks, one after the other. And except the sky and the sun, that was all. And then suddenly I became very clever and I thought to myself, but they can't stop birds flying over. And I was looking for birds. I remember the whole afternoon, and there were no birds. Birds didn't fly over us. I thought to myself, this must be hell. And on my left-hand side, I can see those 4 squat chimneys belching out a pale yellow smoke that I saw from day one. And then I started thinking, what is that? Why does it smoke? And I started smelling. And the air was saturated with the smell of burning flesh. And then you realize what Auschwitz is for. And after 3 months, I was very lucky. We were taken out of Auschwitz and we were brought into Germany, right in the middle of Germany, in Bavaria, where there was a working camp. And the one I went in, there were 1,000 Lithuanian men who just arrived the months before, and 200 Lithuanian women, and 200 of us went in that camp. And that is where we were until a week before the liberation. We were constantly hungry, humiliated, we worked. But we knew that the end was coming, because some of us went out into the towns to work, and you saw newspapers. You knew how this political situation was. And we just hung on to life. And the week before we got liberated, they took us on a march, and they marched us all over the place. Eventually they took us into a prisoner of war camp, and on the 1st of May we were liberated by the Americans.